A real traveller wants to really get into the DNA of his destination. You know, go sightseeing, have a nice drink, some food, a little bit of history maybe. And that's why I'm taking you to a place that has just that to offer. We're going on a culinary road trip through Bruges. Let's go. So what do people come and look for here? Well, we're famous for the Belgian fries. Don't you ever dare call them French fries, because they're not. They're a Belgian invention. The Belgian chocolates, of course, and the beer. You can find many beers here. The most famous one is Brugge Zot. And of course, other than that, we have the microbreweries. Beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. In the past, Bruges used to be a flourishing harbour city. Just imagine ships coming in here, dropping off their spices from all over the world, and fish as well. A lot of fish was eaten here. And that's why I'm going to my first stop, which is the fish auction. So Jan, good morning.
Good morning to you.
What's currently happening at the mine here?
Currently we are selling fish that has been landed yesterday evening.
Yeah.
We graded the fish, partly manual, partly with the machine. And then it's all weighed in boxes of 40 kilo, 35 kilo, depending on the size, on the species. And that's all put into the system.
I've just had a look at the auction.
Yes.
To be honest, I don't understand anything about it.
So the auctioneer decides on the price that starts high and the clock goes down.
One circle is €1. The red ball starts going down. At a certain moment when the buyer is interested, a buyer is interested in buying that product from that boat, from that area, he pushes the button.
And
The key is to wait as long as possible.
that's double, because you can wait as long as you want, but there's somebody else next to you who might push first, and then you don't have the fish.
And then you don't have the fish. Look at that!
Yes.
All fresh, all new. Everything's in movement. I mean, there's no time to waste, I suppose.
No, and everything has to be correct.
Yeah. What type of fish are we talking about?
Oh, we have 50 different species, more or less. Most important for us is dovesol, plaice, turbot, brill, monkfish, skate, ray.
All sorts.
All sorts of pieces.
So where are these caught, these fish?
Well, they are partly caught here in the North Sea, but also we have quota elsewhere, closer to the Irish Sea, to the Bristol Channel, the Gulf of Biscay, the English Channel, and then in the North Sea, Scotland and Denmark.
So this ship has been fishing in the Gulf of Biscay.
Correct.
The fish has been selected in quality as well.
You can see this is its E quality. This means this is the catch of the last 2 days. 800 grams.
Yes.
It's the same species, but it's a small one. It's 120 grams. So all souls are going over a grading machine and every single fish is weighed.
Wow. Why would you say that the fishing industry right here in the North Sea coast is sustainable?
Sustainable because the quota are installed so many years ago, and we are having a good stock of all species. We take care that we don't overfish. The fleet has been reduced with many boats. 50 years ago we had 400 boats, 30 years ago we had 200 boats, and now we have 65 boats.
Wow. These are fresh. Can I try one?
Of course.
You've been working in the fish industry for 30 years, over 30 years maybe. What's your favorite fish?
Monkfish.
Why?
Because there is no bones. and the meat is, the structure of the meat is very good.
I'm hungry already. Anyway, Jan, you've shown me that here at the Vlaamse Visman you offer the freshest fish you can find. Now it's up to us. We're going to Bruges again, to the Gouden Karper, to do something with cuisine. Let's go and have a look. Your store right here, the Gouden Karper, is something you cannot get around. You guys are a monument, aren't you? Which generation are you that works here today?
I'm third generation now.
The third? Yeah. So who started everything?
My grandfather started the business.
Okay.
And in '58 we came here.
Because you're located right next to the fish market. Why is this place so important for you guys?
Because in the beginning there were all fish sellers on the fish market. Now everything is located in Zeebrugge, only more as a historical place now.
Why would you say that the Belgian fish is kind of special? I don't know.
The water where the fish swims in is very cold, and that's why the fish have to hunt.
So they strengthen themselves.
Yeah. And the quality, that's why the quality is very, very good.
What would you say is your signature dish?
The Sol Normand.
All right.
We present it in a way that you have all the things of the sea in your plate. Chop the mushrooms.
That's amazing. Where did you learn that?
Yeah, we learned that in the Spermali and also in the Groene Poort.
All right.
Yeah.
So the know-how from all these chefs that I find here in Bruges and in Zeebrugge comes from the same schools every time.
I think top in the world. Eh?
Yeah.
Here we have a nice sole.
Yeah. And there you have it. Wow. See on a plate. Give me a high five there, partner. I didn't do much, but that looks amazing. So good. I have one more very important question for you. Do you know about the gold of the North Sea?
The gold, yes.
The shrimps, exactly. Now there's a special technique that only you guys can learn me how to peel those.
What you do, you turn quarter and then you pull. Then you go like this. Then you have the little legs and the rest of the
Just
tail.
comes off like that.
Yeah.
Let it be known throughout the world that this is the way how to peel your shrimp. Now we know fish is very healthy, but vegetables are very healthy as well. So let's be enchanted by their vitamins. And that's why we're moving to the gardens of Les. Gert, I've had a look at your resume and it's pretty impressive. I mean, since 7 years you had 3 Michelin stars, 19 out of 20 on Goemio. You have different restaurants. You had Toch Jan before here. Today you have other restaurants such as Les, you have Barbulot. The list goes on and on and on and on. And today you're taking me to a very special place. Where are we?
Yeah, indeed, this is the former location from the Hertog Jan restaurant. The most important thing here is like the farm. Now we are focusing on edible flowers and herbs.
Mostly the inspiration you get is from the Asian kitchen as well, and you try to combine it with local produce, am I right?
Depending on for which restaurant I need to create dishes. Like Les is Asian inspired, Barbulot is more like classical French cuisine, and then in Hertog Jan is really from farm to table. It's like the vegetables, the herbs, the flowers from the farm, combined with some local fishes, local meat. For sure, this is the inspiration of all the restaurants.
What is
Tell
this?
me, yeah.
I have to tell you.
Yeah, tell me.
Oysters.
Oyster, yeah.
Wow, this tastes like an oyster.
Yeah, this oyster leaf, a little bit sweet, salt flavor, and also like now the flowers are beautiful to decorate the plate.
Is it your gardener that suggests, you know, maybe you should do this, or?
It depending, of course, we are reading a lot, but sometimes during traveling we bring some seeds from abroad. Actually, it's a cross combination between us, both of us.
Why do chefs need to have their own gardens?
Of course, the freshness. You can really make your own signature by growing your own vegetables, herbs, because you can harvest them the way you want. If you want them small, if you want to let them grow very fast, if you want the seeds, you can actually do whatever you want with the plants. So that's basically the reason, I think.
Excellent.
This is one of my favorite flowers. It's called tagettes.
Right.
We call it stinkertjes. We have a very famous dish and it's called collection tomatoes. We did every year around 130, 140 varieties. And then we made a salad with it and we combined it with tagettes.
Wow.
So we are really looking for the best products. Sustainability is also very important for us. In Dutch we call it dropland. It's anise flavored, licorice flavored.
Wow, so sweet.
Yeah, it's a bit sweet, it's very nice. I will never put this on the plate because it's beautiful. I will only use it if
its taste.
Yeah, and if it gives the dish to another level.
So what's this?
Here we have sishu, our Japanese basil. It's one of the most common herbs that I think for of the Japanese cuisine. And we have a very famous dish in Les, it's called deconstructed sushi.
Very round taste. Well, this was a very nice introduction to your Garden of Eden, and I'm really eager to see what you're able to do with this in your kitchen.
Wonderful. So this is one of our most recent restaurants, Les Eatery. It's actually inspired by the Asian cuisine.
So what would you say is the credo behind the kitchen here in Les? What's the idea?
The idea is about sharing. It's a lot of dishes that come from the journeys of Gert.
We use the techniques from above, but we only work with local ingredients most of the time.
Why here? Why is this region so renowned for its gastronomy?
We have two very famous hotel schools. First of all, Spermali. Second one is Ter Groene Poorten. I had my education at the Ter Groene Poorten.
Where did you go?
I went to Spermali.
That's also one of the reasons that we have so many good restaurants nearby.
Of course, and this heritage is being passed on for ages and ages and ages. What are we making?
We are going to make the deconstructed sushi. So we use all ingredients for a sushi, but we plate it in another form, in other layers.
The Japanese basil, we used it in 3 different ways. So as a vinegar to perfume the sushi rice that is plating.
So you have sugar as well and vinegar?
To perfume the sushi, it's with rice vinegar and a little bit of sugar. And here we pickled the leaves with some vinegar. It's to give some acidity to the dish, but also to have the beautiful flavorness of the Japanese basil. And then at the end, Ruige will finish the dish with the young leaves from the Japanese basil.
Exactly.
So there we have it, the deconstructed sushi.
It looks like a small painting. It's absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful. We started off with the fish this morning, moving on to some nice spices and herbs, and now we're going to make another delicious dish at Bruut. Bruno,
Hi.
how are you doing?
Welcome.
I've come to, celebrate your philosophy and to learn everything about your kitchen.
Everything.
I've been told that you're a very creative chef, and again, you work with local products. Tell me all about it.
Bruges, territories.
Terroir.
Terroir.
All right, so local produce.
Yes.
So how do you go about that?
So, for me, it starts mostly of the day with watching nature, foraging in nature, and by this I get inspired. My biggest garden is around us, okay?
Really?
Like forest,
National park?
sea, everywhere around Bruges, there's plenty of edible things.
Really?
Like yesterday I collected here these wild mushrooms, the fungi porcino. This grows nearby a beech nut tree with some wild sorrel in the background, with some wild berries in the background. For me, that's a story.
your
I
canvas.
don't need fish or meat to tell the story about this little mushroom.
Wow, that's a unique philosophy you have there. You didn't have your training as a chef.
No, I didn't have a school training or education. Think totally different. For me, every day it's something new.
That's beautiful.
And by watching and learning and understanding nature is for me the biggest school there is.
What if a trained chef stands next to you?
You cannot say, okay, we're going to use a leek, and we just need that, and all the rest we throw it away in the garbage. This is for me
Not sustainable.
This is not certainly not sustainable, and certainly not creative, and certainly not the guy that I want next to me.
So let's go to the kitchen.
Good idea. Follow me.
Through there.
Yes, the dungeon.
I've been eating flowers all morning, by the way.
Yeah, I can imagine. So, babe, we're gonna make something from a forgotten vegetable. It's called Jerusalem artichoke. Okay.
All right.
There's a classic dish is called pomme moscovite. It's a filled potato. They crush the insides with some sour cream, shallot, and chives.
Right.
They refill the potato and they add then caviar on top. Our Bruut version is the same, different vegetable.
Excellent.
So this is the root and this is the flour.
Even the butter is local.
Yes, they help me, I help them. First the taste and the perfume, texture, and then the looks.
Right.
The looks is always at the end. It can start with a certain look. This flower inspires me because of the beauty of these leaves.
This is going to be like a work of art.
This is the first impression that the clients received.
Yeah.
Then, out of curiosity, they will come closer to the dish, and you will have the smell. Then they're excited. They want to dig in and taste this third note. And then you have the result is that you have a nice souvenir that reflects you for a long time. So my friend, Jerusalem artichoke.
This is the result of this man's creativity. It's a beauty. It's a painting right here. You would say it's a Van Gogh, maybe. Let's dig in. Wow. Bruno, here's to you and your creativity.
Thank you so much.
As you can see, Bruges is a true culinary quest. And for my grand finale, for the dessert, I've come to this place, the chocolate line, by none other than Dominique Persoone. Julius.
Hello.
Good afternoon. How are things?
Really good, and you?
Good, good. Glad to be here. Nice place. Well, this is the place your dad founded.
The chocolate shop.
The chocolate
Indeed,
shop.
almost
Exactly.
28 years ago.
Now, we all know Dominique Persoone is world famous, of course. If you had to resume his career in a few sentences.
Well, he was an innovator in the pastry and the chocolate world. He created a machine to sniff chocolate, chocolate mousse that can fly in the air. So he's really an innovating guy, and I learned everything from him.
Exactly. Not only do you have your own chocolate, of course, here in the shop, but you do have your own plantations as well.
Indeed, we have a plantation in Africa, Virunga National Park, and one in Mexico, Yucatan.
Why was it so important to have your own plantation?
Because we want to have a slavery-free chocolate to support the local people. So it's really important as well for the flavor, aroma profile, that you don't roast too much or let them ferment too much. And these are things you can control if you grow them yourself.
I see. How would you say that you guys are sustainable in your production process?
Because we try to avoid plastic as much as possible. We want to support and pay great salary to the people who work in the plantation. And yeah, that's sort of the basics. We are not using any pesticides as well on the cocoa beans. So everything as natural and healthy as possible.
What type of innovative technologies did your dad introduce as well?
He made a chocolate massage cream, chocolate to sniff, chocolate to put on your lips. When you eat an ice cream, you have like the feeling of dame blanche on your lips, and it's really, really cool. I'm more on the design look part, and I find it really important these days on the Instagrammable world to have a chocolate which is really beautiful, elegant, with right flavor combination. I like to put a whole dessert in a bonbon. So when you eat it, you have everything. You have salty, smooth, creamy.
Would you have, I don't know, any suggestions?
You like mango?
Yes.
Mango, passion fruit, you walk to the streets of India, you have to imagine.
Oh my
Great.
God, I'm already there.
I'll grab it for you.
All right.
So,
There we have it.
here you are, the chocolate.
A mango leopard. Yogurt, cardamom, mango. Here we go.
You like it? You feel the acidity, the yogurt.
It's fresh. This is chocolate on a whole new level. It feels like I'm walking in Mumbai. Wow.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Let's grab a box together.
All right. I'll follow you. I'm following the chocolate. And with that, this fine day in Bruges might just come to an end. Now, all this eating has made me rather thirsty, by the way. So, water. Are you crazy, man? Or maybe a little bit zot. I know the perfect place to go and grab a drink, and that's Brewery De Halve Maan.
Xavier, Ben, how are you?
Good,
Welcome
man.
in the brewery. Come
Thank
in.
you. Thanks a lot.
This is our brewery heritage,
Nice.
as you see. I'm the 6th generation of the family, but even before, we have been brewing here for centuries already on this spot in the center of Bruges.
You wanted to maintain traditions, but innovate as well. How come?
Today we talk about sustainability, we talk about carbon footprint, we talk about all these kind of issues.
Yeah.
So, and we try to face these challenges and to face them also in an innovative way.
We have a unique brewing landscape. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Our landscape is very known towards the world in general. Most of it, I think, because of its diversity. We have so many different styles of beers and stories behind.
But there's one thing that's really unique. Of course, you know what I'm aiming at. Because in Bruges, beer goes through the pipeline.
The brewing is growing, and yeah, it's an industrial activity in the center of Bruges, so we had to find some logistical solutions to keep it here.
Yeah. Can I see it?
Yeah, let's go to see it. We have a special plot.
The temperature rises.
Yeah.
It's really hot right here.
Yeah, but in a brewery we are constantly heating up, chilling down liquids. We try to recuperate as much of the heat that we produce to heat up again the next brew.
This is like a labyrinth.
Yeah.
Ah.
The brew house.
The brew house, where the magic happens.
Yeah, this is where the magic happens. You see, this is the first step where we make the mix of malt and water.
It doesn't contain any alcohol for the moment.
No, no, no.
That's
sugars.
Sugars, of course.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
And they will become alcohol after the fermentation. So,
how many liters a year?
We do about 6 million liters of beer here in these kettles per year. And that's also all going through the pipeline.
Pipeline. That's where we're headed. Let's go.
Let's go.
We're entering a restricted area.
Yes.
Wow. So this is what it's all about. I can see multiple pipelines.
Yes, because we have 2 pipes for beer, but also wastewater and clean water we are transporting as well.
Wow.
It starts from here, 3.5 kilometers.
3.5 kilometers.
Yeah.
Straight to Bruges.
That's it.
This is it.
Yeah.
Magical place.
This is the last point where the beer leaves our brewery.
You did this, of course, for economical reasons, but also sustainable reasons.
Yes, because before we had all this beer being taken from tanker trucks, big tanker trucks that came here on these tiny streets, and that was not very sustainable. So.
Wow. Have a look at this view.
Bruges, the center of Bruges.
It's amazing.
It's completely protected by UNESCO, the
Yeah.
complete city of Bruges.
My question now is, where is this bottlery plant of yours? Where is
Well,
it?
it's in that direction. It's in that direction, so the pipeline starts from here and goes under canals, under the cobbling streets.
Why was it so important for you guys to stay here? Because you could have moved.
People come to visit our brewery, they want to visit a real brewery with a real story. It's a family story, of course, but it's much more than that. Heritage is not only about stones and bricks and things like that. Every single liter of our beer has to be brewed here. And how to combine and match this with sustainability, growth, livability, but also credibility and authenticity.
Somebody donated $11,000 to be able to get tap beer straight away from the pipeline.
That project with the pipeline was so popular that we crowdfunded it. Some of them indeed invested $11,000, which gave them the equivalence of 1 bottle every day.
A bottle a day keeps the doctor away, so why don't we have a taste right now?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Voilà. The Straffe Hendrik, this is actually the oldest beer we do, but a bit renewed with this kind of new wild yeast, so it's a completely different taste. Yes.
So this was it. This was Bruges in a nutshell. This city has so much to offer. Think of history, think about the gastronomy, think about the fun activities. I mean, I'm sitting in a boat. How cool is that? And I know a lot of cities claim to be the Venice of the North, but there's only one city that gets to do so, and that's Bruges. So come and convince yourself, you will not be disappointed.